Good evening and welcome to WorldWideChels presents Uncle Jester's Barbecue. I am, of course, Uncle Jester. I'm here with my good friend, Carlito. How you doing, my friend?
My man, life is so good I can taste it in my spit.
That's what I like to hear. That's
Damn
what I
right.
like to hear.
Want to know why? Because I'm too big, too fast, too smart, too motherfucking American. We're going all American tonight, at least until other people show up. And I'm feeling
All American
delicious.
barbecue. And we do have a toast we need to make. We toast right here to departure of one Mason. I don't have any minerals mount.
Oh,
Cheers, and we'll see you on the other side when we whoop that ass this year.
what do we say? Cheers to the vanquish, you
Yep.
motherfuckers.
We ain't even gonna pull one out for him because it ain't no loss.
Oh, no. Most people do the one out for their homies. Hey, dog, you ain't my homie. You need more people.
No, he needs to get some new people. He's gonna get some red people.
Oh, my Lord. Fucking Binnerals, man. Binnerals mount. Get in the bin, Binnerals mount.
I can tell you that most United fan channels that I have watched are not too happy.
No.
They are
He's
not
a reluctant
happy at
signing.
all.
He's a reluctant signing. They don't want him. And they don't even know they don't even know the extent of it.
Oh yeah. Like I said, we will take less for him if he can if Johnny Minerals will transfer, become a Manchester United fan, because that would do a lot of good for our fan base.
I would knock off the casual $5 million if Johnny went with him.
Yeah. I mean that's what was it? Addition by subtraction. That's what they said. That would be addition by subtraction all day long. But,
yeah. So we've got a healthy list of topics we want to go through. Obviously, Money Mace allegedly choosing Manchester United, not official by virtue of Fabrizio, but it is getting there. We got Jared. It's not Ugarte or Caicedo. Sadiq, no, sir. It's Ugarte and Caicedo. That's our next topic. We'll be going through Trevor Cialo butt cheeks. Maybe looking to learn some Italiano. Going to Inter. Maybe that's a swap with their goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Good player. We're going to go over whether Declined Rice is snubbing Molina's delicious Arsenal for the Germans and Bayern München. Newcastle, money time. Lots of money coming through Newcastle. I think they're going to spend enormously this summer. And then lastly, to all the mounters out there, people like Sadiq, people like Matt Ball, big mounters. Go Mace. Go Money Mace. I'm in a parasocial relationship with Money Mace. Go Money Mace. I actually believe you're my friend because I read your social media posts and you're speaking to me. Go Money Mace. Yeah, people like Sadiq, those guys, those mounters are mudded. Fucking mudded. Mudded. Jared, what's the first topic?
Well, we can stay on the Mount train. I think Sadiq has a couple things to say. Maybe, he has a fearful goodbye.
Go Mace. I watched you in the Academy games. Go Mace. How you doing, Sadiq?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know what? We're trying to make an appearance today for the first time.
Yeah.
Big up Carlito. We got Jesters for hosting a great stream, I'm sure, tonight. Everyone tuned in, like the video. Money Mace. Yeah, I mean, look, I need to call out the Telegraph. We were told 2 days ago, personal terms agreed, and that was retracted by Fabrizio Romano. And obviously, Fabrizio said there will be no issue with United amount. That will get sorted, but at the moment, nothing's been agreed personally. So it should come very soon. I think, we need a whole clear out. We're going from Mount, Havertz. Definitely. I didn't hear you say Havertz today.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's Relevo. Relevo is not credible. What are you talking about, Sadiq? Relevo. What are you talking about? You're talking about Marca? You're gonna say Marca is the New York Times next? Is that where we're going here, brother man?
Well, then I guess Kane's not going there either.
Yo, man, I didn't know Sadiq's got some personal stock in Relevo. Hey, si se puede, Relevo. Get the fuck out of here. So what do we think, Jabroni? By the way, we got Shrinav back. I brought him out of retirement for a cool 15-minute hit. But Sadiq, you got to put a bow on this, dog. But before you do, Shrinav, how's retirement, my dude?
Retirement is temporary, but very good.
Oh, I love it. How's America's hat? Still cold?
It's pretty good. It feels like spring over here.
Well, it is. It's spring. It should feel like spring. I hope it doesn't feel like winter in spring.
No, they complain that it is hot over here, but it is like 70s.
Take that all day long.
So now, first order of business, and before we get your take, I want you just to introduce what's going on. We're talking about the Minerals, Mr. Money Mace, looking to get that grubby American money that I'm on the stock exchange, open market, gross Glazers money. And Sadiq's really upset about it. You know, he's privately texting me. He's like, man, Ryan, Carlito, what am I going to do? What am I going to do without my man Money Mace? Now, Sadiq, do you think that this is addition by subtraction? Because we believe it is. We believe that this is addition by subtraction. And we got Fatur over here wearing his Manchester United jersey. How we doing, Fatur?
Manchester United jersey, man. What are you on about?
There's Money Mace. I'm going with you, bruv. Fuck Todd Bowley. I'm coming with you.
Manchester United, man. Oh, my days. Manchester United, bro.
Well, there better be a Benfica jersey, homie, because from here it looks like you're pondering.
Forza Ferrari. Ferrari. Molto grande, ragazzi mille.
Yeah, man. So our special guest tonight is Fatur. He was on Sadiq's stream the other day. I love him, even though his basketball team is fucking hot garbage. I love the guy. I'm glad he's back on. Welcome back, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Bless for having me on. Big up everyone here, as always.
Absolutely. So we're balls deep in Sadiq's sort of the reclamation project of his fandom. His boy Money Mace is leaving him. So Sadiq, talk to me about it, man. Treat me like a therapy couch.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Obviously, me, father, we've known Mason Mount personally for quite a long time as well. Since the youth days, we used to chat after the games, before the games.
Really?
Yeah. Mason Mount, Hudson Odoi, and Reece James, main three.
Well, shit. 333 batting average.
Yeah. Gotta get you to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so the history is, looking back at it, it's quite sad. If we're being honest, that we have to move on from this, but it is for the right move for sure. So we want to rebuild. It's time to let go, people. Like Frozen, it's time to let go. It's just what it is, man. We're talking about Kovacic, we're talking about Mount, we're talking about potentially Havertz, we're talking about many players that just need to go. So I'm all up for it because, as I said, 2 midfielders coming in, a striker coming in. We just need to look for the future. I've seen Hazard leave, and some
that
of these
one
players...
was really hard. That one was really hard for me. Like all these Mason guys, Hazard was my favorite footballer ever. And then when he left, I never watched another game of his. The only time I ever saw him play after he left Chelsea was when he was a sub in the second game of Champions League. And it was the only time I had ever seen Hazard play outside of when he left. So, like, for me, this is tough, but I got to ask everybody. I want to start with Sadiq. Because I want to know what you think is the reasoning. And we'll just do a roundtable. We'll go Sadiq, Jared, Srinath, Vatura, and then Wayne. What's up, Wayne? But I want to ask you, Sadiq, why did Mason leave? What do you think is the real reason? I don't know if anybody really knows, but I want to know what you think.
I listened to Andrew yesterday, and I'm starting to believe what he thinks about the Mason Mount one. So what happened was there was a deal in place before the World Cup from Todd Bowley and Igbali with Mason Mount, and they said that it will carry on straight after the World Cup. We'll get it done. Now, obviously, I think Todd Bowley stepped down in his role
Yeah.
And he obviously got new members in, and that deal never reappeared. So I think there's a lot of the issue kind of comes in at that moment. Why was it not reinstated, or why was it not spoken about again? Which is why a new 1-year deal was offered as a short term. So I can see Mason Mount's side in terms of these guys have taken the P, if I'm being honest. It's a similar situation to Rudiger. Not as bad, but I think under the old ownership, I think it's a similar situation where Chelsea may act like they've done everything, but maybe they just don't want to play anymore. And there's talks about his image rights and all this stuff. We will never know the actual real reason behind it as well. So I think the ownership change in terms of who does what played a huge part, and that we've just moved on to a new style for wages. You know, we're not looking to overload the wages as well. Like we've seen with Koulibaly, who needs to leave, maybe. You know, he's on over 300,000 a week. Sterling, decent player. I'm not going to slate him. He's done a lot in the Premier League, but he's not worth that money. So I think Chelsea have learned. Same with the managers. They're learning now, shorter contracts. And unfortunately, Mason Mount misses out. And that's why I'm not angry at him for wanting to leave. You know, he's got every right to. But we can't say proper Chelsea. You know, we can't be saying he's a Chelsea man. I've seen fans that bomb lick him.
Oh, yeah.
They're against him now. And this is why it shouldn't be attached to players, people. So yeah, Mason Mount, I wish him the very best. He won't be a Kevin De Bruyne or your Salah's or anything like that. He might be a decent player for Manchester United. Yeah. But good luck.
Jared, before we go to you, I want to just say two things. Number one, official agreements, official, bids, official contract negotiations versus dialogue between the club and the player and their manager and their agent. Those were still happening. Now, just because an official new contract was not announced from Mount, saying, hey, man, how about this revised offer? What do you think? That does not mean that they weren't talking since February. And a lot of these Mounters are playing a semantics game where they're saying, Chelsea just pulled everything and didn't speak to Mason Mount since February. That's fucking bullshit. That's total bullshit. Of course they were speaking with him and his representatives. Of course they were. Just because it wasn't officially announced on Pice or Absolute Chelsea or Alex Goldberg's asshole every time he farts into a microphone, no, that doesn't mean that he wasn't given offers. It doesn't have to be official on paper for them to have a dialogue. Give me a break, bro. So, second thing, I love Lawrence. But guys like Lawrence and other people that are litigating how people should react to this, I have no time for it. Again, I love Lawrence. But for you to say, don't turn on Mason Mount, guys, he doesn't deserve it. I will act exactly how I damn well fucking please. And I will treat him how I please. You worry about your own fandom. Fandom's subjective. Don't tell me how to act. Jared, what do you got?
Well, I'm going to take the ribs that Sadiq was smoking, and I'm going to slap some Sweet Baby Rays on top.
Oh!
So this is how we do it in Texas. Here's the real story. And I'm gonna take everybody's criticisms of Todd Bowley, and I'm gonna shoot them right back at you. You say he didn't know football. He was the one that was gonna negotiate with wanted Mount, but he didn't know football. The football guy came in and said, "No, you ain't paying this for this guy. Rip, we can do better." And that's what it was. So if your criticisms over the summer and this whole year where Todd Bowley doesn't know football, well, he was the one that wanted Mason Mount. So what does that say about Mason Mount?
Maybe Todd Bowley doesn't know football.
Maybe he does know football. But the football people came in and said, Rip, we ain't paying this joker this. This guy has 5 goal contributions in the Premier League against the top 6 clubs, which are, just so you know, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Top 5 because we're the 6th club.
It took him a while, didn't it? It took him a while.
Hey, Sadiq, I think you forgot him.
So these clubs, he has 5 goal contributions. That includes 1 goal only and 4 assists. You're not giving this guy anything close to what he wants because he hasn't earned it. All right. There used to be a commercial in the 80s and 90s from Smith Barney. We earn it. He ain't earned nothing. What he's earned is a one-way ticket to Manchester, the armpit of England. And he'll be smelling out there. I'm tired of hearing about players over the club. What we need to do what's best for this club. And right now, what's best for this club is Ugarte. We got Enzo Fernandez in, so you got the F, Ugarte, Fernandez, and Caicedo. The UFC midfield going to ride.
Oh,
Nice.
Hope from people
like
next
it.
year.
Nice.
Srinath, what do you got, buddy?
Well, I'm first sick and tired of this Mason Mount deal, no deal kind of a crap going on. I can understand where the player is at. He's in the zone where he was expecting one deal. He saw that deal and he went to the World Cup, came back and saw the deal off the table and a new deal, which he didn't expect. But here's the thing which I don't understand. If you want to maintain the relationship with the fan base, you just say that this is not the deal which I want. And if the club is not giving you the new deal, just move on. There is a Mount army which is spreading the word that there is an agenda, there's brown nebulous against Mason Mount. And there are people who see the fact for what it is. Like, you were in a different management and now you are in a new management where things work differently. Either you accept or move on. So there ain't a middle ground where you can maintain relationship with fans and try to cook up stories. And maybe it is not Mason Mount, maybe it is the people who are like fanatics about him. And I mean fanatics, not fans. Because whatever Mason Mount does, even if it is something trivial, they want like, oh, you're going against Mason Mount. Even the mention of his name means that I'm having an agenda against him. That is what this fan base has become. Like, I don't see the logic behind it. So for me, if he leaves, like Sadiq said, he's not going to be a Chelsea legend. But I hope they strike a deal similar to Eden Hazard so that we earn some money more.
All right. This next guy, he's a regular on Chelsea Fan TV. He's also a mounter. If LeBron James had mounters, I love this motherfucker. Fatur, what happened? What really happened here, brother? Because you're in the streets. You're at the games. You travel to away games. You spend the money. You're a real traveling fan. You're like a deadhead for the Grateful Dead. What really happened with Mount?
It's just the constant toxicity, and it kind of surrounds him a lot, and it shows no sign of diminishing. And we've reached to a point where we cannot discuss him in a good way due to the specific segment of the fan base. Unfortunately, the number of online fans have been outnumbered the match going once, and he will never be accepted. That's what I see, and I just think the treatment that he has received is somehow comparable to the negative treatment that Harry Maguire has faced, which will only further erode his confidence. And I think a fresh start will be beneficial for him to some extent. He's possibly the first player at Chelsea to have endured such relentless and unwavering hatred. But at the moment, consider the current trajectory of the social media these days, he may not be the last. And it's unfortunate for him, isn't it? Like, I think at the end of the day, we've lost great players in the past. We've lost Arjen Robben to Real Madrid. We lost Eden Hazard to Real Madrid as well. We lost Nemanja Matic as well in the past. We've lost such of great players in the past that has been a wonderful servant for our football club. But at the end of the day, we still be Chelsea Football Club, and without man, like, I don't think it's not going to be that issue. But unfortunately, there's going to be lots of Mount fans out there that's going to be disappointed because he's Chelsea through and through. But at the end of the day, there's so much go on, and we need some sort of a rebuild, and we've been crying out for a rebuild for a while now. and let's just rebuild from the start, from the ground, and then and make our way on the back up. And I think we move on from Mount. It's not going to be that issue.
So it's really well said, Father. And I knew that when you came on, you'd bring it because you're a smart guy. You know, you're an educated man as well, and you're also educated in the sport itself. And you're on the ground floor. We see you every time. Every time you're on, USA. That's the network that carries it here. NBC. I see you every fucking game. So it's not like this guy does not have the bona fides to come with what he just said. But Father, I do have to ask you this: why is there a schism for this particular player? Why is the vitriol between both sides so strong for this particular player?
Tough answer. I think it's because the love. I just found that so baffled. The love of Mason Mount, as if like he's the second coming of Eden Hazard. Unfortunately, he's not that same player like Eden Hazard, and possibly De Bruyne as well. And this is why, ever since the sorry days, the constant, even myself to an extent, because I love Werner back in the day as well.
Me too.
Even myself, I thought to myself, like, I maybe regret this decision, doing some sort of a player stand, just purely because the love and hate relationship. And I just think since the start of 2019 and 20, it has been an increasing amount of people, of player Mount stands out there, that has been overhyping Mason Mount a lot, just because he's a Frank Lampard player. Well, he was a Derby County, and then he brought him into the club. The amount of loan spells that he went through, and it's rightly so that he was part of the club at that time when Lampard signed him, just purely because we've had that transfer ban. Now they want to make him like the main guy since Eden Hazard left. So it's come to a point that you're now at the age of where you need to start to win some major trophies domestically. But at the same time, he's got that tendency where he's been through a couple of finals at Wembley, but he could not get the job done. And that is why the amount of pressure towards this player has been tensely rising over the years, just purely because the overhype from the fan base.
So do you think that the hatred towards him is actually a reaction to the overhyping, to the, I guess, unnecessary assigning of positive attributes to him? Because I think he's an okay player. I think he's an average player, to be honest with you. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's great. But when you have people that it almost feels like they're doubling down and they're becoming hyperbolic and exaggerated in their praise of Mount, just because they feel like it's the only way to truly defend him is to be louder and louder. And I feel as though in response to that, is people that don't like him are just going to become more intense, because it feels like it's more of a fan war than a reaction to the player itself.
Yeah, you know what? It's just kind of like, I'm not saying that I have to like Mason Mount just purely because like he's proper Chelsea, and I just think we just kind of like been bought into these the overhyped word by the media, and it's a weird situation in some ways, and I feel like we've been kind of brainwashed by the media at that time, just purely because, like I said, like he went to Chelsea. He was signing for Chelsea when he was like since 2005, and then he went through the amount of spells like, and people keep asking when Mason Mount can become a Chelsea player, a prolonged Chelsea player for a long time. And I think it's kind of like the amount of people, because he's English. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't have any hate on the English people, but it's just the match-going fans. I feel like it's just too much of a pressure to what's going on him, and like some of these guys like doing druggies, like That's why we've got so many player stands, especially from the match-going fans. But from the social media, they cannot welcome to that acceptance, and it's unfortunate. That's why the toxicity was creating over since we won the Champions League. And he's a weird player in the way that rarely people on this are that have the balance, but some overhype him, the others kind of like overhate him. He's got that good potential. I think the change in managers in Chelsea doesn't help him, but especially when Paul Lampard is not that good. But I think a fresh start for him with Erik ten Hag will have a place for him, even though he's not going to be starting week in, week out. But also, to be fair, he get paid nicely at United compared to us, where we trying to reduce that wage bill because of that FFP.
Wayne, what do you got, buddy?
Obviously, you guys, we spoke it all with Mount, and I think he's not happy at the club anyway. I think, I think he wanted to. I think he wanted to move along. I think he wanted to move in January. Personally, I don't understand the toxicity and the nastiness from the fans about it all, and we should be all be able to give our own opinions on the situation and have our own agendas, like not agenda, sorry, that's the wrong word, but own thought process about what is going on. And we should be able to express ourselves, not without being told what we should do and shouldn't do. And I truly, and going off what Jess was saying about midfield, I don't think we do need any more midfielders. I think we need one, and that's it. I don't think we need Caicedo as well. But that's my opinion on the situation. I think we've got enough midfielders, and especially the young ones. I think they're good enough, Santos and that. So let's wait and see. But I think it's a fresh start. And obviously, Win Stanley and Stewart have obviously seen it and said we don't think he's the future for the club. If he doesn't believe he suits the philosophy that they're going forward with, and they want to get rid of the egos and the people who could hold the club back, and I think Mount is one of them.
All right, we'll keep it moving, and let's do quicker answers because we have topics, and I don't really want to hear what KJ has to say. So, KJ, what's up?
I'm drunk as a skunk, you know?
What's up, my brother?
Fucking out, bro. Everyone's talking about Mount. Jesus, just let it go, man. Let it go. Let it go. What did he do to you? Did he come and slap your moms? What did he do to you? Let it go, man. He wants to leave. Just
he hurt my eyeballs, Sadiq. My eyeballs are precious.
Look, obviously, you guys have covered everything about Mount. The only thing I have to say is, bro, if he doesn't want to sign, it's clearly part and part the club, the fans, and just his overall performance, man. We can't get the best out of him at this club, and that's fair. It's not completely our fault, but you know what? I blame him for not taking accountability, not taking ownership, and just not trying the hardest he could, because you can clearly see by the performances, it doesn't matter how deflated you might feel. The fact that you just don't look like you want to try is just disrespect. So I couldn't care less whether he goes to United, he goes and plays for flipping Besiktas. I don't give a shit as long as he just goes and this debate about Mount is over. Like it makes no difference in your life whether you hate him or you like him. Just let him be him. He can suck this dick and go away, man. I don't give a shit about him.
That's a big meal. All right. I'm just giving you props, buddy. I'm gassing you up for any future ladies out there. He's got a big old Johnson. Nippin, I had to mute you for a second because it's always background noise. You're in the tunnel. You know, you're at the midnight IHOP. You're eating strudel. What's up?
Yeah, it's actually 1 a.m. in my current location.
Oh, you sound like a robot.
Oh,
Where
man.
are you?
Where am I? I'm near Hayes and Harlington.
Can we see quickly? Can we see quickly, please?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's why I had
no.
my camera off.
I'm going to need to
That's why I
bin
had
him,
my camera
Sadiq. I think I'm going to need to bin him. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Not
No,
nip
no.
in, nip bin. Uh-oh, buddy. It's
No.
time. Quit talking like JP from Grandma's Boy. What do you have to say?
What do I have to say?
Yep.
I mean, we're talking about Mount, right?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
You know my feelings on Mount. I don't care whether, well, he's going now. But my opinion was I don't care whether he stays or goes.
Okay.
I mean, like, my opinion on a player is, like, if you want to leave, there's the door. I'm not holding you back. Same with Mount, same with Kovacic, same with anyone else who wants to leave our club. There's the door.
All right. Nippin, you're
anyone.
driving, and I've been instructed to bin you. He's been binned. Nip, bin. All right, so we're transitioning into another topic. Now, this is one that's been hotly debated in the chats with WorldWideChels and amongst us people here. And this is a doozy because, Sadiq, you and I were talking about this. I didn't know that Kova was also going to go. I didn't know that Conte was also going to go. But it seems like, Sadiq, this is going to be a complete reinvention of the midfield. So it's not Ugarte or Caicedo, my bro. It's Ugarte and Caicedo. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy about this, man. Honestly, I didn't think it would happen with both of them being interested in Chelsea. Well, Chelsea interested in the players, of course, but
yeah,
we're surprised. You know, we were talking about the other day saying we don't expect two big moves. Obviously, Brighton are trying to freeze us out with a move of 80 million for Caicedo, which is crazy, but only offering 30 million for Cole. So there was also another report about, you know, giving Cole on loan to try and sweeten up the talks.
Yeah.
But you know, we gotta be strong. We gotta get our signings in people properly. You know, clubs are trying to take the mick right now. So yeah, hopefully we get these two midfielders in, we get the striker in, and we start fresh. And as I said, Kovacic can go. Kante, as much as I love the guy, you know, the talks are not continuing. Similar with Mount, it's just got to go. So we start again.
We got to give EE some props here. I gave him shit the other week, saying he's crazy that we're going to get Ugarte and Caicedo. EE, let me be real with you, brother. I didn't know that we were going to drop damn near 75% of our entire midfield. And certainly 100% of our starting midfield for the past 4 years. You know, Kova, Jorginho, Conte, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's been our midfield for 4 years. This is fucking wild. But they want a complete reinvention. So, EE, I'll give you your props. Even if you don't fully deserve them, I'm going to give them to you.
Fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play, brother. Jared, with Caicedo and Ugarte, my dude.
You know, look, Ugarte is probably a little bit more of an unknown quantity to most people because most people just watch one league. The Portuguese league, I don't even know where to find it on the TV. Okay? I'll just say that I have seen compilations. That's all I know about him. But Poch wants him. Bring him in. Okay? I have watched Caicedo. And I've watched that man destroy our midfield twice this year, single-handedly. He is a Conte regen, and I'm all for it because what you can do is you can play Enzo with Ugarte or Caicedo deep with Nkunku in front. And if you want to go a little bit more defensive, you could play Enzo as a 10 because he can play there and play make, and you can have Ugarte and Caicedo behind him. If you know, everybody's worried about, we need a winger. No, you don't, because Nkunku can play all four positions up front. And Enzo can play all the positions in the midfield. So we need to stop this nonsense. Poch wants a small squad. So we only have one game a week, except for the cup weeks. And look, the talent is amazing that we have brought in. Just amazing. If you look at the World Cup under 20s that are going on right now, we have some of the top players in that competition. Ecuador just got knocked out, but Kendry Páez at 16 years old.
Fucking nasty.
16. This dude's leading a team at 16. Tomorrow you can watch Cesare Caicedo play against Colombia.
Is he the top scorer now of the?
5.
I think he's the top scorer of the Euros, World Cup, isn't he?
I think he is.
Wayne, he's looking like 2002 Miroslav Klose out there. He's banging them. It's
That
awesome.
penalty against England, I've got to give him props for that, man.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And then you have Andre Santos at Brazil,
Amazing.
who is, again, he had a brace the other day. He's a stalwart for them. And then my guy, my keeper, along with Carlitos, Gaga Solina.
Woo!
4 clean sheets in 4 games.
Motherfucking right. Let's go. Let's go.
We don't have a keeper problem.
We do not have
We
a
don't
keeper
have a
problem.
keeper problem.
Yeah. The only problem we have is too many keepers. Bring in Gaga. All right, Srinath, I know you got to go after this, and I do appreciate your comeback, buddy. But give us some of your parting thoughts, what you think. Caicedo and Ugarte, I mean, to me, I didn't know that we were going to be able to do this, but with all the outgoings, quick outgoings, and the list just keeps getting larger and larger, it does seem like Chelsea had a plan.
Yep. I just want to play something right now.
Yeah.
That is the tears of Arsenal losing to Declan Rice for Bayern Munich and Caicedo to Chelsea.
Oh, no.
I love that.
Oh, no.
All the Chelsea fans are crying out loud. The money, we cannot beat the money. Well, we got the money. From Money Mason Mount, we got the money, and we're going to get Caicedo and Ugarte and Chuka.
He's sounding like Shane O'Mac out here, Sadiq. He's sounding like Shane O'Mac. Here comes the money! You cut a little promo there, Srinath.
Exactly. Like, we have a complete rebuild right now.
Yeah.
We have players who are potentially not going to get injured. They are really fit, and they are mean. They are aggressive. They are pressing. We haven't seen that in a while. Jorginho was very good, but he used to be slow. And we had Kante, who used to be injured for half a season. And Kovacic, if he doesn't have the right partner, we see him disappear from the field. And now we have got Ugarte, we have got Fernandes, and we are going to get Caicedo. Man, I'm waiting for the season to begin. And truth be told, I don't know if this is legitimate or not. Pochettino is looking for another midfielder along with these two, because the exit of nearly 15 players have a potential of nearly 280 mil on top of a 100 mil war chest. So that is like 380 mil. And you think we cannot afford Caicedo? I doubt that. And with that said, I think I'm going to drop off. Thanks a lot, guys, for having me. Come out of retirement was the best barbecue ever. Until next week.
You're like Jordan with the Wizards. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Love yourself, man.
All right, catch you guys. Bye.
Batur, two high-class center midfielders. Maybe some more shit. What are you thinking, man? I don't know about another 600 million, but I think if we recoup enough money, we can definitely have another go at this.
I'm just concerned about the leadership in the midfield. We've got 21.3 years old in average. Enzo, Ugarte, Caicedo, 2 of them are 21s and 1 of them is 22s. So you can't have a midfield that doesn't have any experience. Like Sadiq said, like selling Kante. Well, that's not an experienced player that we're gonna be lost by the window. So we need to get, if we lost Kante, we need one of the experienced players from any team. Maybe a Gundogan in that sense. Just gets a bit of leadership, but also experience and mentality, what it takes to get to the top. I understand like people kind of thought that, oh, maybe it's a downgrade, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna get a squad of young players that's gonna go nowhere, because I just think that we literally spend over $1 billion over a year, and with a squad that averaging about 21 years old, it's not really feel that right in that sense. But I'm happy to be proved wrong. I'm happy to see that, let's say, Enzo can become that leader in midfield. But it's just whether it's time to tell. But yeah, like I said, man, I just think that we need that seniority in the midfield. People said Thiago Silva. Oh, but Thiago Silva might be the leader of the locker room, but one senior player is not enough.
Feroz, welcome to the barbecue, amigo. We're talking about Caicedo and Ugarte, not either or, but both. You know, you and Sadiq, shout out to you both doing streams every fucking day, y'all. Every day they're putting in the work. Sadiq's doing 10-minute videos. I'm doing podcasts. We got Matt Ball, no longer Matt Ball. He's Matt Blog. We're bringing this channel back. Feroz is part of the reinvention of this channel. Feroz, talk to me, man. This is a midfield reinvention. What do we got, dog?
No, I appreciate what you said, first of all.
Sure.
It's strange because when you get the likes of, let's say, potentially Ugarte coming in for around 50 million, Caicedo will be also pretty expensive. And then going by the reports, you see that Nkunku, he won't be a striker for us. He'll play that number 10 role. So if he does play that number 10 role, and if Enzo starts every game as he should, then someone will not get the minutes, which is going to be strange. Obviously, as Fatur just said, squad depth is key. It's important for this club. But I feel like the fact that they're not going to be as many games as usual because of the whole European football of us missing out on it, which can benefit us. It'll be interesting to see in terms of like not convincing players, but if they want to join us knowing their role. Like obviously Caicedo or Ugarte, one of them is going to come. I hope the other one understands like, hey, you know what? It's going to be more rotation based. And maybe in a few seasons, we're going to slowly ease them in because of the whole situation as to how Pochettino likes to play 4-2-3-1. But if we have these midfielders, should we go to 4-3-3? So it'll be interesting to see like how those profiles work.
So, Feroz, the other thing, I've actually dabbled in this formation a couple times back in my 20s when I was coaching. There's also a diamond 4-4-2 where it is essentially a narrow. They're not wings, because if you do that, you have outside backs that are pushing up. Mm-hmm. So you essentially have a D mid, 2 box-to-box midfielders and attacking mid. That is a scenario, and then basically 2 forwards, right? So that is a scenario where I do think where we could invite all 3 of them and Nkunku, plus maybe a Mudryk and whatever striker we come with. So because it's not really a 4-4-2. The guys that are wide are actually tucked, and that's where Reese and Chilwell bomb forward. It's a risky formation, but it's heavily midfield intensive and very crowded. That could be it. But I'm looking like when you said that, I'm already going over through scenarios in my head about formations, where they're going to play. Yeah, dude, I think this is going to be a reinforcement of internal competition that I believe has been lacking. Because I feel as though players become complacent, but now that we're going to have a streamlined squad, but still enough competition where not every best player is going to play every game, I think it'll actually make the practices better, and it'll make the games obviously way better because now they have real competition. We've got a bunch of starters instead of half starters, half bums, which is what we have right now. When we have a bunch of starters, it's going to make it a lot more intense.
No, well said. I feel like we did play the diamond formation under Ancelotti as well. And it's weird. Usually I always go like, I love squad depth, but I feel like this, after experiencing the last, like I'd say 6 months with so many players, it just made me go like, you know what, there's so many unhappy players and stuff. So hopefully players understand their roles, whether it's like rotation based or whatever. And Pochettino will be smart enough to figure out the formation, but it'll be interesting to see like our incoming transfer, especially like in the midfield side of things.
Yeah, we got, I think Caicedo or Santos will stay. Both good. One will go on loan. But for us, I kept thinking, like, I wonder if, like, 3 players just skipped practice during last season, if the manager would even notice. He's like, shit, man, I haven't seen Ziyech in about a week. Where has he been? No one noticed.
I still cannot believe Mudryk and I don't know if it was Nani, but, like, they just didn't get, like, the room. They were in different rooms.
Yeah, like it was too big, right? Too many players.
Crazy. Yeah, when I saw that on YouTube, I was like, "That's ridiculous."
Yeah. Wayne, what do you think, buddy? KJ, what do you guys think, man?
Obviously, what I was talking to you about the games of the under-20s, and I personally think we don't need both midfielders. I think we only need one. I think we've got enough in the bag. I think Chukwemeka as well is another midfielder. I think he's got very good potential right now. So I believe we've got a chance of saving money, not spending money. So that's my opinion on the situation. I don't think we need both. I think I personally would only get Ugarte. I wouldn't get Caicedo. I think he's not a bad midfielder, but there's something there that's not sitting right with me, thinking that he can be a rail beater. I don't think he will be. I don't think he's going to be a rail beater, and that's what worries me. I think he's come to the big games. I don't know if he's going to be able to hang with the big players.
Who's this?
Caicedo.
KJ, what do you think of that?
I think we definitely do need to bring Caicedo and both Ugarte. I think it makes no sense shipping off so many senior players and not having a sufficient amount of replacements. But I do think, to your point, it is a double-edged sword. I don't think it's always a good thing having so many first-team starters. I was watching this video by Mikel Antonio where he was explaining the sort of balance you kind of need in your midfield when it comes to senior players versus the younger players. And I think the one thing I'm very worried about is the fact that we have so many young players that need to be nurtured that kind of need first-team minutes, and they might not get it. And I think that's why senior experience is so important, because they understand their role versus a younger player who wants to have a role, and I think going into the season, it's more about the fact that we kind of need to nurture this talent. And since there's a lack of senior presence at the moment, my fear is we're going to reach a point in the middle of the season, just like this season as well, where our younger players are kind of misguided in a way where there's not that sort of captain presence that's driving us forward. And the manager can't do it alone. So my thing is, get them, cool, it's nice to have, but the cost of getting rid of so many senior players is the only thing I don't like. You know me and how I feel about signing wonder kids, especially at this club. Yeah. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Fatu are saying the same thing, right? Like, yeah, young players, what does that really mean, KJ? It means that they're good, they're going to be great, but they're also going to be here for a while, right? So the executive branch of our team, of our club, is comfortable with young players because they'll stay. They're not going to get itchy feet after 2 years, and we have a lot of control over them. But there is something to be said about now. I think that Gundogan is a good example. It won't be him. I think he's actually going to go to Barcelona for free or stay at City. But someone of that ilk, I think would actually be a pretty good idea, even if he doesn't start.
I need to circle back on something here. We're way overrating experience. It's not like these 21 and 22-year-olds have not been playing football for 15 years of their life. I mean, Caicedo's done it in the Premier League. He destroyed our midfield twice. He's done it to other midfields. Enzo lifted Argentina to their World Cup title. They were not good until he started starting. And Ugarte, look, from what all I hear, from what scouts are, I think Euro Expert has something on him right now out on Twitter. If you want to look that up,
yeah,
he's going to be an amazing player too. And as far as an Nkunku backup, you can play Enzo as a 10. Okay.
Oh, dude, you know the other one, your guy,
Caicedo.
No,
Carney.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
you can beat Carney, but I think Carney, Caicedo, and Santos will go on loan this year. Because we're going to need them next year when we're in the Champions League, because we're going to need them for, in the squad because you're going to need 6 midfielders. And so you have your 3 this year you're going to bring in, or 2 with Enzo, and then you have Caicedo, you have Carney, and you have Andre Santos coming in next year.
Connor.
I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, just to cut you off. But I agree with your Caicedo point. I think, he's proven, and to your point, he has kind of killed us off twice. I have no doubts about him, and I think he's a player we definitely need. Ugarte, I can't really speak on him because I don't know him. But my fear with him is he's just had his breakout season right now. And when you have your breakout season, you kind of need to, you're in this developmental phase of your career where you kind of need to have an extra season just to improve. The fact that he's going to jump from where he is right now to Chelsea is my biggest fear. I don't mind Caicedo. I think he's a great player. But Ugarte, man, I don't think we should put so much stock in him.
Fair enough. We'll see.
Hey, got to give a shout out to Coachila. One of these days, he and myself are actually going to do a show on WorldWideChels called Coach and the Coach. We've talked about it, and eventually that'll come into fruition. Same way that Sadiq and Feroz are doing their thing as well and doing it extremely well. Thank you, Coach. Chelsea perspective. Guy works so damn hard, does so many good YouTube shorts as well. And I just personally fucking love him. I think he is a great guy, a great ambassador for the club. He lives stateside as well, so I'm partial to that. Sadiq, we got to get into this one thing, my dude, and that is Levi Colwill, Trevor Chalobah, the state of the back line. What's going to happen here? Because you and I have chatted about using Colwill maybe as a bargaining chip, although it'd be separate deals. We in America like to think of it as swap deals because in the NBA and the NFL, that's the way that the money is construed because everything is under the umbrella of one league and one salary cap. So it's easier, but with the Premier League, it's a little differently. But would we be using Colwill in this situation for Caicedo, or would we be saying goodbye to Trevor Chalobah to Inter to bring in Andre Onana, or would we be getting rid of both? And if we got rid of both, would that be a mistake, Sadiq?
Look, there's two views on this one that I want to
sure. Take all your time, man. Take all the time.
Now, honestly,
it's only your channel.
Colwill is a very good player with massive potential to get to that, top level. However, I'm not saying anyone here in the panel. I'm just saying from what I see on the timeline and on social media, we overrate our youth too much, and I don't like it. And I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on these players when we watch them, and if he makes a mistake and people start calling him out over little things, they'll pick up on certain things. So I really wish like this era actually improved themselves, like they fixed themselves and stop overrating so highly. Including me, even with like Hudson-Odoi, when he first comes in the scene, he had that massive potential. He had injuries, and then now look where he is. He's struggling massively. He's struggled in Bundesliga. So obviously the only player right now is Reece James, and he's injured. He's injured 24/7. I think soon everyone's gonna start asking the question: when do we look at an actual? Obviously we signed Gusto, but when are we gonna start talking about Reece James? This is what's gonna come up soon. Mark my words. So Colwill, I don't want him to go, but if the money's right, I'm always going to say if money's right, sell at first. If we're seeing Chalobah 25 million, I get it. No one here might not want him. Fair enough. But I see him as a squad depth player that can play in multiple positions. And sometimes we need that. Maybe not for next season because one game a week, I get it. But he's still someone that can fit into many positions. We're letting go of Aspi, we're letting go of certain guys. Even Koulibaly is even a question. Is he staying? Are we letting go of him? He's on high wages. There are massive potential outgoings.
Yeah, but Sadiq, one thing that you had mentioned earlier, and I don't mean to cut you off, but this is pertinent to your point. The price tag, and I think you and I feel the same about this because you and I are both tired of having to pay premium prices for players. It just seems like Chelsea is always the team that is paying 85 for Wesley Fofana, even though I love Fofana. Chelsea's always a team that's paying 63 million for Marc Cucurella, and you kept saying no, 25, not enough for Trevor Chalobah, not enough. Yeah. And go ahead and explain your point because I actually think I agree with you.
Yeah, Chalobah obviously signed a new deal recently.
2028. Yeah,
or something around that basically. And it just doesn't make sense that Inter Milan, who kind of effed us over with Lukaku, we should be getting as much money back as possible. We know they're broke. We couldn't sign players like Dumfries. I'm not saying that I want him right now, but I'm saying at the time we couldn't sign him. Martinez. If we're looking at these players, we have to come up with some deals, because if we're talking about Chalobah for 25 million, it just don't make sense whatsoever. No matter how bad you think this guy is, this guy's got value. He's a Chelsea football player. So, I'm talking 35, 40 million for Chalobah, even Cole a bit more, over 40. So, Koulibaly, though, that's something that has gone a bit quiet. He came up straight after the Premier League finish, and now it's gone a bit downhill. I've not really heard anything about.
He said he'll be back in his post.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be weird to send him after 1 year, I guess, but we're talking about him and Cucurella as well. So I think there's going to be many twists to this entire squad. I think right now for June, it's mainly going to be the homegrown players that we're looking to get rid of. For the sales, try raise as much money as possible. Your Loftus-Cheeks, your Hudson-Odoi, your Mason Mounts. Obviously Chalobah's in that list, of course. But I feel like in July we'll see, when Poch comes in, players that he might not like and wants to get rid of. So
never give up, never leave Chelsea, mate. Never leave Chelsea.
The problem with the transfer fees are, if you're not selling a player in England, you're not going to get those big transfer fees. There's maybe Real Madrid, Bayern can afford it. Barcelona can't, because they ran out of levers to pull.
Levers, dog. They don't have utensils. Levers.
If you're talking about Serie A, 25 million, and we're talking about pounds, not euros, is fair for Trevor Chalobah in Serie A, because they don't; those teams don't have that kind of cash to throw around. And I'm sorry, I've watched Trevor Chalobah play for a long time, and look, y'all have to understand that when you analyze athletes, any athlete in any sport, you analyze them the same way. It doesn't matter what sport they play. Yes, there's different things you look for, but you still analyze them the same way. And I've been analyzing athletes for longer than most people tuning in or on this panel have been alive. And when I tell you Trevor Chalobah, we've seen the best out of him, he's not getting any better, you can take that to the bank. So you cash out now, you get your 25 million, and you reinvest it into the squad.
Come on.
My Lord, you're speaking like there's going to be a margin call on Trevor Chalobah stock. Oh, man.
Come on.
Short it.
Hey, Feroz and Fatur, go ahead. Either one. Are we being harsh on Chalobah, or are we right? And I think I am right. I see a bad player.
If we get a decent offer for him, why not?
Okay.
We need money in this window. We need a lot of money to get a top quality players. And it might sound fantasy or not, but I'd love us to get a Neymar or maybe Gavardio or maybe it sounds like a fantasy though. It sounds like a fantasy, but
fancy like Ferrari.
Oh my goodness.
That is not necessary.
Man, you got to get off OnlyFans, bro.
Hey man, I want a Mbappe, I want a Neymar on the left, Neymar, Mbappe, and Mudryk. Madueke.
You're gonna throw him 50 quid just to show a left butt cheek? What are we talking about here,
just go play alternate team, man. Go play alternate team.
Feroz, are we being a little too harsh on the young Chalobah, or do you see what I see?
No, I think it's weird. I see both points. I think a fair fee would be 35 million. 25 is too less. But as other people pointed out, we need to sell players. And the whole contract situation as well, the fact that he has a few years left now, we just signed him like an extension. So I think minimum 35, even if it's an Italian club. The market is so inflated right now. But obviously, a lot of clubs and everyone in football knows, like, we need to sell. So that will sort of affect us in terms of, like, our bargaining power. It's not the greatest at the moment, obviously. But in an ideal world, I love him to stay because he accepts that role, right? He knows he can get minutes whenever he wants. And in terms of his versatility is like really good, because right back when we obviously had Reece out, he played like a decent amount of minutes and he did well there. So I think if we do sell him 35, not 25 is too less.
So what if that helps pave the way to get Lukaku out of here to enter too? Say we'll take a little hit on Chalobah at 25 mil, but in turn you come up with some keys to at least loan out Lukaku again.
Yeah. Okay.
What if we just Jared, let me throw this at you, even though I don't want this because I want Gaga Sonina to go to go to the first team. What if we just said Lukaku, Chalobah for Andre Onana?
Well, it's either that or you take Martinez off their hands.
Now we're speaking my language. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Because then they have the money to turn around and give us 25 for Trevor, and they have the money to pay a loan fee and at least pay a little bit more of the big man's salary and get him down there too. Look, sometimes you have to make a deal, and people don't understand that when you get rid of a player and sell them, you have to add the salary they would have been paid that year to your books because you don't have to pay that money out anymore. So it's not just Trevor Chalobah going out at 25 million. It's Trevor Chalobah's salary, which is what, 40 a week, 50 a week, maybe 80 a week. I think it's 80 a week.
It's low.
So if it's 80 a week, you get that money back. You don't have to pay it anymore. So you have to look at the big picture and not just the small pieces of it.
Now, Jared, I don't know about Sadiq just said he just signed a new deal, and he's right. Current deal he was on was 50K pounds a week.
Yeah, but that's gross or net?
Gross, obviously. All these people saying Manuel Ugarte was given a $2 million a year offer by Chelsea. Yeah, they're reporting that for a reason. They're reporting net wages, and wages in England and most countries outside of Italy and Europe, they go gross wages, which means with taxes included, with fees included. Net wages is what they do in Italy. So when everyone says, oh, man, this guy's on $5 million a year in Italy, he's one of the best players in the country. No, he's really like on 9 or 10 million. All right. But this is what agents do, is that they will give the maximum amount that a player is being given, even if the given, in quotes, includes bonuses, includes escalators, qualifiers, things that only happen if you win this, this, and this. The agent will promote it as, no, I got my guy. This, the biggest number I can possibly boast without being fraudulent, and because it'll entice other players to go and sign with that agent. So no. It was disingenuous for Ugarte to be promoted as only being offered $2 million by Chelsea. That's fucking farcical. It's not true. He was offered double that because he was offered gross wages. It was purported as net wages because someone in Record Portugal, who runs that app, okay, had a bone to pick with us, clearly, and he wanted to make us look bad and PSG look good. Give me a break, dog. I see right through it. All right, Wayne Trey, what do we got, buddy?
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I've got a lot going on. My sick knows about it anyway. Trevor Chalobah, I think we should bite their hands off because I don't think we'll get that money again. But I will not get Onana. I don't, or any of the Inter Milan players. I don't want to do business, buy anyone off them. I think they take us to the bank normally and get too much money out of us for players that are not worth it. I'd rather I spend it elsewhere. But yeah, I think if we get rid of Chalobah, then I think Colwell will stay. But if Chalobah stays, then Colwell will go.
Sharma, what do you think, buddy? Chalobah.
You've already seen my thoughts on Twitter about him.
You're right, but the people that are watching this have not seen your thoughts on Twitter.
Come on, man.
This has Tomori. If we sell him, this has Tomori 2.0 written all over. I don't care. You can laugh at me, but you won't be laughing now. You won't be laughing when he has like one of the highest amount of.
Is this shalarmism? Are you being a shalarmist again?
No.
Okay, just checking, Sharma. Just checking.
I don't know, man.
And Tomori is
I've been
arguably
scarred
crap.
by this before.
Nipping on
He's
with
not
you.
that good.
Fine,
First
bro.
of all,
We're
and
just a
second of all,
football
he's
club,
crap.
man. What are you on about?
This
Right.
is shalarmism.
I've
Nipping
been
on with you.
scarred.
Listen, bro. What is this,
I've been
man?
scarred too many times.
I'm with you. Nipping.
Oh man, go eat
Yeah,
lunch,
look,
man.
this
I
Tomori
mean,
thing.
keeping up with Aki as well, right? Aki left and
We,
look at him
we've
now.
been
30 mil.
we've
30
been
mil
off
for
players
Chalobah.
ungratefully. They do well,
I agree with
and
you.
it goes round and round and round in
Yes.
circles.
Yes, Nipping.
No,
30 mil,
no,
30
Nippon,
mil.
no.
Go eat lunch.
If there's an offer 30 mil for Chalobah, I'd take it all day.
Yeah.
Tomori is awful, by the way. He's not even good. I've watched him play. Watched him a lot.
Would
And
you
dude,
say that
I
he
get
was
to
American
see-
though, Justin?
I get to see
Gentlemen.
Hold
One
on.
at
Would
a
you
time.
say that
This
if he
is-
was American?
I was saying if he's American, I don't care if he's my cousin.
No, you wouldn't.
I speak only truth.
I see
And-
the Anglophobia inside you and Carly.
Whoa.
Yo,
That's a big statement.
Yo, you see, hey Nippon, you see me walk around saying in it
Yo.
and yeah after every fucking statement? No.
That is crazy.
So
Yo.
anyway,
In it,
but that's
yeah.
why
Play with you,
What
Carly.
the heck?
I'm going
In
to
it,
explain it to
yeah.
you really
Yo.
slow and really,
Carlito,
really.
I'm just playing with you.
That
In
ain't a
it?
joke.
Nah,
You're
you
Are
can't
you
say
wild?
that,
You
man.
wildin' in it? Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
lunch.
yeah.
So
Yo.
Tomori is always out of position. That's why he's always running back and tracking players down and using his speed. If you're-
Okay. Oh
if
my
you're
god.
if you're in position,
Carlito, if I really offended you, I'm sorry.
No, Nippon, nothing offends me. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man, relax. I don't get offended, buddy. I'm not a Gen Zer. I don't get offended. You're
So-
good, bud.
but Tomori is not good because he's always out of position. He can't head the ball. He got no leap. I thought white man couldn't jump, but I didn't. I'm seeing that. But he
To
must
be
have-
fair, Jared, we can't jump for shit. Jokic is a loaf of bread out there, and he's smoking those fools. Oh
yeah,
my god!
it's bad. So Tomori not a big loss. Chalobah will not be a big loss.
Yeah.
Mark Guehi wasn't a big loss. You know, just because they came out of the academy doesn't mean they're good.
Yeah. KJ, take us to church here. What's going on here, brother? What are we gonna do with the young lad, Trevor Chalobah?
Bro.
Can I tell you someone else who's also from
I
the
asked KJ,
academy?
Sharma. I asked KJ.
You know what we do with him? We bring him back home, man. Bring him back to Congo.
Ooh.
Bring him home, man. That's where he belongs.
He's from Sierra Leone, actually, KJ. He's from
hey,
Sierra
hey.
Leone.
Oh,
Don't tell
okay.
me where I know these players are from.
KJ's not going to tell you about Africa. Oh, give him. Oh, Nippon. You're killing me, Nippon. You're killing me. You tell KJ. Come on, man. Come on, brother.
man. The camera, man.
Oh, dude, KJ.
No, but on the real though, no, there's no place for him in the squad. Let's be honest with ourselves. He's not playing at the level we need him at. And personally, how does he fit in with this team? Trevor Chalobah is the most overrated, underrated field wonder kid I've ever had the pleasure of watching, or displeasure. We honestly cash in now, man. Take him to Besiktas, man.
So,
That's
KJ,
weird.
this is something that you and I have talked about before, but it's not just the on-ball mistakes with Trevor, okay? Because that's obvious. Any fan that just goes to the game and stinks of work, sweat, and shitty beer, anybody can see a bad touch. Anybody can see a bad pass. But it's the stuff that he does when he doesn't have the ball, but when
Lack
we're
of
still defending.
concentration.
Dog, he runs 15 to 20 yards out of position in inopportune times and leaves the center back and the outside back that's right next to him hanging. Because if you are not in a cohesive unit with your back four, where like if the ball's on the left-hand side, the left back steps, the two center backs shift, and the right back tucks in and diagonally like a Nike swoosh. Okay, same thing happens on the other side. And if a ball goes centrally into the midfield, and a center back wants to step, the one center back steps, the other center back tucks, the right back tucks, and the weak side outside back tucks as well. You have to move that way. You have to move as a back unit. And Trevor Chalobah inopportunely and inadvertently and for no reason runs out of position all the time and gets burned for it. And I'm looking at him going, this is inexplicable. the shit he's doing. I would have benched this player. I would have benched this player immediately if I had saw it. But no one talks to him about it. And I don't understand whether it's the people not paying attention to him or they don't want to be overly critical of him. But for me, that is easy to see. If you know anything about this game, it's easy to see how often he leaves everybody else hanging.
Josh,
bad.
I wanted to address that Josh comment. I wasn't being serious about that.
Oh, man, this guy needs to go eat lunch, man.
All right. We are going to put you on mute there, Nippin. So, Sadiq, final verdict, buddy. What do you think?
Can I just say I've enjoyed this barbecue?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the best barbecue we've ever had. We got fucking Feroz from California. Feroz, where in California?
Near San Francisco.
Oh,
Golden State is shit.
Yo,
man.
no. You haven't been,
Golden
you been
State,
to San
man.
Francisco?
All the way to Cancun.
Oh,
Golden State.
Fatur. Come on, man.
Feroz, we call him uncultured. He's uncultured.
Hey, you know what? Getting a wash out, I never been Kobe Bryant, man. So it is what it is.
No, but the city itself is amazing. It's amazing. No, I love hearing that. But no, you got Feroz, you got Fatur. These are two people that have never been on the barbecue before. We do this every Friday night. Wayne is a mainstay with the barbecue KJ as
Wayne
well.
is the guy, bro.
Yeah,
Wayne
Nippin, obviously.
Nippin
Jared, this is his. But no, this has been a wonderful barbecue so far. We'll probably go for a little bit longer, but like that fucking button, man. Like that button. And if you're watching but not subscribing, that's shameful stuff. You're watching but not subscribing. You're not listening to the Carlito Minerals, the Binerals. You're not showing me any Binerals respect. Come on, meow. Come on now. I'm the hostess with the mostest. I'm king of Chelsea media.
Can I just say something, Cleo, please?
Yeah.
All right. If you haven't done so, guys, in that chat, please, go over to Sleek's other channel and sign into it and enjoy that, because it's going to be all about the other football teams as well. And he does that for us. And as well, while you're at it, please go to the merch site. Check all the new merch. We've got loads of stuff. Like Jess is showing up some of it off today. We've got loads going on. And if you like Kalito's war take on stuff, he does a blog out there as well. And he does what it's about things that's quite interesting to listen to. We've got podcasts coming out. We've got they do the men's one, Matt, Kalito, Jesters and that. You've got the women's with me, Matt, and others as well. We're trying to be all rounded. We're going to be bringing new shows, bringing some old shows back. So support, smash that like button, show the love and support to everyone on this channel. Kalito, Sadiq, everyone's trying to make this channel the best version it is for the fans, not for ourselves, but for you guys, so you can enjoy every part of all this. So please show that support and love. We much appreciated.
Big up Wayne, man.
Well said. Big up.
See you, buddy.
Wayne, man. I appreciate that, man.
Thank you, man. Last topic, and again, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I talk with Jared all the time about this, and the barbecue is very different. A little more naughty, a little bit more my style, a little bit more Jared style. Sadiq and Feroz, they're polished. We're a little dirtier, but we're a little more American, a little more brash. But I got to put this out there, man, because you're seeing Relevo, Sadiq's new favorite publication, apparently. Sadiq's going to move to Spain, start getting fat on paella like he's Lukaku. I mean, my God, man, he's loving the Relevo. He's loving all that Marca tweets, all those ex-Madrid tweets, those extra Madrid. This fucking jabroni. Throwing left and right center saying Carlito's a fraud. Carlito's a fraud. Kai Havertz. Give me a fucking break here. So they're saying 2 days ago that from Simon Phillips and Macca. So Cy and Macca do a podcast, and they were saying that Pochettino wants to keep Kai Havertz. Now, I think Kai Havertz is a good player. I'm not like in love with the player, but I do like him. And I get galvanized when people like Lewis, whom I love, and Andrew, who's a fraud, but I love, when they start talking so much outrageous shit about Kai that I have to defend my boy. But they're saying that Poch wants to keep him. And then today comes out from Relevo, Sadiq's favorite little site, that Kai Havertz is wanted by Real Madrid. But this has been happening since he was at Leverkusen. This happens every summer. So this is nothing new. But what is new is that Saudi Arabia is giving Benzema a $100 million a year offer to be a player and an ambassador for the 2030 World Cup. Not a bad racket, huh? $100 million a year. And Benzema has not come out either way and said yes or no. So whatever reports you hear it from the horse's mouth and not from publications like Relevo that Sadiq now loves. My question is this. Is it going to be Harry Kane Madrid? Is it going to be Kai in Madrid? Are we going to be getting Vlahovic, Osimhen? I'm going to start with Sadiq. Sadiq, who's going to be our striker next year? What's going on here, brother man?
Lukaku will be our striker next year.
Oh,
Drake.
Wait, I have a question, Khalito. Are you asking who we want, or are you asking who do you think will?
No. And most of the questions that I ask, honestly, it's not about what you guys want. It really, to me, because it's about it's about what you think from your perspective, what you think the club's going to do. Because I don't want to live in fantasy land. I don't want to do the Fatur, FIFA fantasy, OnlyFans, all that bullshit. Where he continues to think that LeBron James is 28 years old. I mean, this whole deal. F1 fantasy, F1. No.
Wait. What happened to your Celtics?
I don't want to. I mean, they choked on a big old fat Jimmy Butler dick. But my question is very simple. Sadiq, who's really going to be the striker? And nobody else wants Lukaku first, so it's not as if that's wishful thinking by Mr. Ahmed.
I'm gonna say something maybe different to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we'll be able to sign that top striker that you've mentioned in the last topic we're going to speak about. I think what's going to happen is Havertz will leave, Mount will leave, and Kenku will play up top, and we'll end up signing Felix.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
That's what I think will happen.
Not a wild one.
Wow.
That's the thing.
I might
I
actually.
I didn't see Kane. I don't see Osimhen. I don't see any of these guys leaving. So what other big striker?
What about the Atalanta striker, the young one that kind of plays a
Well, we're saying big striker, bro, because we're told that there's going to be a massive, big signing.
Yeah, that would be a project for sure.
Exactly.
Be honest, what is Mbappe's actual destination? Because I think he's going to leave PSG.
No, I think he'll leave
might.
next year for Real Madrid. So, okay, Fatur, let me, if I may, Perez, who was furious last summer with that whole Mbappe thing, how basically the president of France and they basically opened up the French bank to pay this guy for 2 more years. Perez has openly and publicly forgiven Mbappe and said that he can come next year for free.
Okay, so
there you go.
Oh, we're not getting Mbappe.
No. To Real Madrid. To Real Madrid.
Yeah, but no, to Chelsea, that's a pipe dream.
No, never happening.
So what, you don't actually think we're gonna get a top striker?
Yeah.
No, I think we're gonna do it exactly what you just said.
No, I think it's gonna be Osimhen or Vlahovic.
Yep. Same.
Or
if it's Vlahovic, that's an L. That's an L.
It's not an L. Look,
Bro.
Max Allegri couldn't play offense.
Bro, we've been playing defensive football the last 2 years. We need some attacking. Football.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying
he's not bad. He's not a bad
guy.
We need
but
that
it's just too
target man.
defensive.
We need that proper striker, bro. Like Osimhen. Like we need someone up there. Lukaku.
Vlahovic is a big dude.
So is
He
Lukaku.
He is, but he's not a Kane. He's not a Kane.
Yeah, but Sadiq, don't you think Lukaku? He said Lukaku said himself that I want to stay at Inter Milan. I don't want to.
Yeah, and you said he's the next TBA Drogba. People say stuff.
No, he said that. No, he specifically said I want to stay.
Yeah,
I want to stay at Inter Milan.
But it's not you, him.
No, he said
that. Listen. Let me
ladies and gentlemen, this is not Carefree Lewis's stream. I'm not gonna have 5 people fucking speaking at once. All right. That Havertz hater can have 15 people like Declared and all those other jabronis talk over each other. Not on this stream. Not up in here.
Let me address your Havertz because I'm on Lewis's side on this.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
The sources you're referring to today had given you positive light on Havertz saying, and then we followed up like an hour later. I don't know how this works here, but an hour later, the news is against you.
So here's the setup. Relevo said something Harry Kane positive. I was like,
Exactly.
yeah. And then they said something Kai Havertz negative, and I said, no. And then he called me up for inconsistency.
How is that possible?
I never signed up for consistency. I only do things that are convenient for me.
Bro, that's the funniest reports I've seen in my life.
Oh yeah, you thought you were gonna pull your Matt Ball investigative journalism gotcha, and I pulled that right out of your ass and I shoved it right in your face, buddy. You ain't gonna get me on gotcha bullshit. No way, buddy. No way.
You had a holiday. That was a stinker.
Hey. You better stay drunk.
Yeah. Hey, put down the red stripe, my man.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah.
Sure.
NS Sports, go on. Let's see NS Sports.
NS Sports TV live stream online.
You're muted.
Look,
watching.
Real Madrid want Kai Havertz. That's one of the signs telling us we shouldn't sell him. I mean, if Real Madrid want you, that means you're not a bad player.
Wait. Then we shouldn't sell Kovacic because he's going to City. Then we shouldn't sell Mason Mount because he's going to United. And Bayern want him. So we shouldn't sell anyone then, going by that logic.
Real Madrid is different gravy, though. They don't sign bums.
Different
Yes,
gravy
do.
than Man City.
Wait. Real Madrid said we want to buy Kai Havertz for 100 million euros. Like, are you?
No, it's mistranslated.
These guys have mind. That's a robbery, bro.
No, they want it.
That's a robbery, man. I'll take that all day. 100%.
It was mistranslated. They're talking about Kane.
So Harry Kane has been offered to foreign countries for 100 mil. Domestically, it's 150. So Daniel Levy is not going to let anything numpty. You numpty. Daniel Levy's not going to let anything slide here domestically. You'll have to pay 50% premium. So I mean, it's 150 cents on the dollar. But if he wants to go somewhere else, it's 100 mil. I don't know if that's factual. It's just what I read, and it is the internet. So take
Bro, what you just said, no one here except me and Justice understood it.
Yeah, well, because we're smart.
These did not understand what Carly just said.
What?
The 55 cent. 50 cents, sorry.
Oh, no, yeah. It's $1.50 on the dollar. It's $1.50 on the dollar. I mean, no. What it means, you're paying 50% more at at a than if you were playing football in another country. He's going to tax the Premier League 50%. That's wild.
It's the VIG.
It's more than the VIG, dog. That is some loan shark shit. That is some get shorty shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, that is some what is it? What's his name? Joe Pesci and casino shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now.
But it's a wonderful thing, you know.
Feroz, what are we doing, Feroz? Give me some of that wisdom, man. It's a tough one, I know.
I'm just like it's crazy. I was saying this to Sadiq earlier. The fact that every day, it feels like we're in like some simulation or something. Every day, the all these like reports about potential arrival, the departures and stuff. It's just been so crazy. With the fact that like in a month or so, we can have a total different like squad. Like obviously, the fact that this season, or should I say like the previous season, was a disaster, but it's weird because we, as Fatur said, we spent almost $1 billion and we still have like a few issues here and there. Hopefully Pochettino figures it out. But I'm still hurt. I know we keep going back to the initial topic about Mount, but the fact that like it'll be so strange if Mount, Kai, Felix is not being signed and all these attackers leave and we don't get like another number 10. Obviously, Nkunku is coming in, but I want like I'm not gonna say a Neymar. Obviously, that would be ideal, but I'd want some other like interesting attackers besides the striker that I think we're gonna get.
Do you? I'd like you saying, Thrives. It's like what I wanted to ask. Do you think we might sign someone out of the blue like Marcus Thuram or someone like that who's someone like that? I'm not saying if they're going to be good enough, whatever. I'm asking, do you think we'll sign someone out of the blue in that sort of manner?
I don't think so. I feel like for me, we are. I can see Sadiq's perspective and Khalid as well in terms of like, us missing out on like our main striker target.
Yeah.
And then we get Felix or something, and then Nkunku plays that role. But I feel like going by all the reports, Nkunku's best role is the second striker. And we don't want a situation where it's another Kai Havertz syndrome, which is basically playing someone who's not a striker as a striker. And then obviously if he doesn't perform well, the fan base obviously turns on them. I just think it will not be a surprising like signing, as you are saying. It will probably be someone, in my opinion, Osimhen or Vlahovic, or like a proper like number 9, and the rest will obviously eventually come, like the obvious names and the departures with the midfielders and stuff.
Froze, one thing I want to mention is that when you're playing second striker, it doesn't mean that you have to be the attacking midfielder. There are times where, especially if you have an outside back with an impetus to go forward, Reece James, for instance, if Nkunku is playing on the right, but not playing right forward, playing tucked in, where it's sort of an inverted scenario where Reece James is actually playing much higher and Nkunku is playing next to the striker, that's also a scenario where he's playing second striker. It doesn't have to be through the middle of the field. It doesn't have to be, this is the number 10 playing next to the number 9. No, I mean, football pitch is huge. The football pitch is huge, and you can divert it or pervert it in any way you please. Pep Guardiola does this all the time. John Stones plays a fourth central midfielder when they have the ball, and then when they lose the ball, he shifts into the back 4. They play a back 3 when they have the ball, and John Stones becomes the unmarkable player, because if they're playing with 2. If the other team's playing with 2, then they have 4 midfielders. If the other team is playing with 3, they still have 4 midfielders. John Stones is always going to go up and receive the ball. And so he's constantly evolving his position and his spot on the field, whether you have the ball or not. So Nkunku can play second striker even if it's coming off the right. It doesn't matter in terms of traditional 9, 10, 7, or 11, because it can be skewed in whichever way Pochettino wants to do it, especially if you're playing with Reece James, who plays like a forward anyway.
No, that's a good point. If that happens, that will help us in terms of like the earlier discussion we were having.
Totally agree.
In terms of all the midfielders, where will they all fit in? But if that was the case, that's totally fine with me. Obviously, Raheem will not be happy or Nani, but obviously like that is interesting and stuff. But I have a question for the panel now regarding our most likely potential departures. Who do you guys think is going to shine the most elsewhere? You guys think it's going to be Kovacic or Mount?
No, that's easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Christian Pulisic in Serie A.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to kill it.
Yeah.
He's going to kill it.
Yeah. 100%.
I think Kovacic will do really well for City because he's like a luxury player as well. But Pulisic will do really good in the Italian league or anywhere. Yeah. I feel like him and a lot of other players just, I'm not going to say they're bad players, but they just don't fit the puzzle right now at the club.
Okay, so here's my question to you, Feroz, and I'll open it up to panel, but I want you to answer first. Who's going to do the worst?
Oh, this is so.
I got this one wrapped up.
I got this one too. That's the Sadiq's guy. I got this one wrapped up.
I guess Lukaku. Does that count if you don't get him, or
no? The player that we're selling,
the current squad. Okay.
Anybody on our books that you think is going?
Yeah.
This is tough, man. I don't know.
We'll come back to you. Fatur, who do you think?
I was going to say Cucurella, but...
Oh, my days.
Wait. Carlito, who do you think?
Oh, you know it's Callum Hudson-Odoi, man. Come on.
I knew you were going to say that.
The guy couldn't sniff German grass the entire second half of this season.
He's going to Forest, man. He's going to Forest.
Brother, they put him in the top rope of the stands. They wouldn't let him sit with the team.
Wait, I have a question for you now. Hold on. why is Adoy okay to answer but not Lukaku? Because both of them are not on loan.
But he's going to be sold this summer.
No. They were both fair game. Everybody's fair game. Anybody that's on our wage bill, fair game.
Fair enough.
But it's for me, it's Kyle Hutchinson. He stinks.
Failed remedial
I
math.
was say Mount.
Failed remedial math.
Oh.
Couldn't hack it in algebra. Got moved down to remedial math. Failed. Sorry.
Couldn't hit the broadside of a bar, man. Couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. That brother stinks.
Okay,
And
you
as
know,
always, I was right.
I think Conte, if he leaves, he will just not play anywhere. Like his legs are done. That's what I think. Or his knee.
I think he'll go with PSG. Either that, or he's gonna go to Al Hilal. Who's building the super team down there with Ronaldo and Messi,
Benzema.
and
Al Nassr, Al Hilal, or one of the Saudi clubs for sure.
Yeah.
Al Nassr.
Hey, what does Al mean, Sadiq? They all have AL in the front of their name.
Yeah, Feroz.
What does it mean?
Let's see Feroz knows. I know what it is, but let's see what Feroz.
No. Wait. you cannot.
Sadiq is googling it. He's fucking lying. You are googling it.
Sadiq is like, I know what it means.
He said, I know what it means, but let's see if someone else does. Oh, you got caught. I just Matt balled you.
I know what it is, bro. I know what it is.
Oh, this live stream is forever, dog. You jabroni, you little buzzard.
Bro, listen, you know on YouTube you can just crop certain parts. I'll just crop 1 minute 30 goes.
Google, what does
I didn't know you
Al
could
mean?
crop live streams.
Oh yeah.
You can.
Yeah, she does it every time he gives a bad take.
Have you not seen?
Can
Have you
I
not seen-
can I say my take on who I think will do the worst out of our sales?
Sure,
Yeah.
yes.
Werner.
Mason Mount.
No, you're not serious.
You're
Probably
high.
won't.
You
He'll
are
probably,
high.
he'll probably do pretty well.
You.
He's not gonna do
He's
worse
gonna
than
do
Joe.
Hey,
Listen,
Fatur, you
mine.
didn't answer. What do you think, man?
I'll say
LeBron.
LeBron James.
Ferrari.
I say Koulibaly.
Oh, if you said LeBron James.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Carlito would cook me if I hadn't said Mason Mount.
No. I think Mason Mount's going to do fine. I just think he's an
No,
average
with
player. I don't think he's
I
bad at all.
actually, I was torn between Mendy and Cho.
Wait,
Ooh,
what?
Mendy's a good
Yeah,
shot
Mendy hasn't
too.
played much though, isn't he? Like, he was on the bench.
Bro, Feroz is gonna be hurt. That father said Koulibaly, man.
I can't
Yo,
lie.
Feroz, you better
You know
tell
what?
him.
Yeah, because Koulibaly just came here for the first season. I know he hasn't been that good, but it's I don't know, man. It feels like he might be the worst out of the worst. But I just gave him a time until next year because I just think he just only came to the league as well.
Who?
I said Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Oh, Koulibaly was staying. He's staying. I think he's staying.
Bro,
And
I
Koulibaly
thought-
was not that bad.
I
this
got to ask KJ. KJ, I mean, number one, KJ, are you alive or did you pass
KJ's
out,
still
bro?
here. How's KJ still here? I'm so confused.
Man, shut up.
Yo. Hey, KJ, I can hear the Pornhub window on your computer open, man. You got to close that shit.
Hey!
KJ.
Don't tell me what I can and cannot do.
Don't make me isolate the sound, dog.
You don't pay for my internet. Shut up.
We've got
who's gonna-
Simpson here.
Who's gonna be? Jeez. Who's all right? So who's gonna be the worst outgoing?
Bro, honestly, if Gallagher survives this purge, it's Gallagher.
I don't know, man.
That guy doesn't know how to play football. Let's be honest with ourselves. At least Cho can string 3 passes together. Gallagher's first touch takes him all the way to Manchester and back. That guy is useless. He's useless.
Yeah, bro, that's bad.
If he survives, he'll play.
It's check out what Andy Cole said on Mount. But Sadiq, what did he say?
Let's find out, actually.
All right. Can you share a screen? I don't know how to do that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Feroz, so did you come up with an answer?
I had an answer before, but now all these other like names are throwing
They're making you indecisive.
Ooh, yo, some big words.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Whoa, what did he say?
He said, hang on, my webpage went funny.
He's got that mouth virus. It's going around.
Perf.
Is this Andy Cole of Manchester United?
Yeah.
Oh, the Dwight York Andy Cole. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I ask, what about ZH?
No, I think Ziyech.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
Club.
Zia hasn't played a lot. What are you on about?
Ziyech is might be going to Dortmund.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do anything when he leaves Chelsea. I think he's done.
What?
Ooh, no, you'll rip it up at Dortmund.
Can I say something? I don't think Ziyech
just
is
did.
going anywhere. I'll be real with you.
All right, here we go. Sadiq, go ahead, buddy.
Andy Cole claims Mason Mount wouldn't improve Manchester United as Eric Ten Hag launches move for Chelsea star.
Smart
I
man.
agree with him. I
agree with him. I agree with Andy Cole.
But
You know, yeah, as much as I rate Mount, I think he'll do well at United. But if he was going to go to Liverpool, I would have been more scared.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually think he would have actually done better at Liverpool. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's what Froze is saying.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. Thanks.
Yeah, under
Thanks.
Klopp, he would have done. And
You're welcome,
you guys
KJ,
said my
you're
answer
welcome.
was Kante. I think Kante, if he does leave, his legs are done.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he'll still do
very
more in 1 or 2 games that he plays.
It'll be another Hazard situation, I think.
Mount doesn't have the X factor. That one I agree with. I think that Mason Mount is an average player. Not a shit player, even though you will never hear me say that he outright sucks. It's just I don't think that he's of great consequence. I just think that he works hard. He's kind of industrious, and he takes a lot of shots. And I think that's about it. There's nothing spectacular about his athleticism at all. And these are athletes at the end of the day. Mihailo Mudryk is an athlete. Raheem Sterling's a fucking athlete. Guys like Wesley Fofana, supreme athlete. Right? Look at him jump in the air when on those corner kicks. Mount doesn't have any of that shit. He's just a guy.
Mount is the JJ Redick of the EPL.
That's a good comp. JJ Redick is a good comp. Father knows what that's not a bad one, huh, Father?
Oh, mate.
We've been streaming for nearly 2 hours, people.
All right, so we're gonna do some final thoughts. We'll call it a day. Again, this has been a wonderful barbecue. I'm definitely a little loaded now after 2.5 hours of drinking. It's been very fun. But let's go around the horn. Sneak, I'll end with you. So we'll start with Nippin. Final thoughts. What do you think? You don't say. You don't say.
You're muted.
Great. Let's go with Fatur. Final thoughts, Fatur. What do you got?
Hello. Yeah, sorry.
It's my turn. Can you wait, please? You waste, man. That's why you talk. That's why I mute your mic when it's your turn.
I didn't even call him a simp.
No, we ain't doing this again.
You sure?
We're not doing that again.
You sure?
I'm not petty. I'm
Not
not
on the
petty.
bar. Hey. Save it for Lewis's stream. Not on this one.
All right. Here's my thoughts, yeah.
Okay.
No matter what happens, we'll still be Chelsea Football Club. If Mount's gone, it's gone, in it. Like we need some money for our transfer fund this summer. Need to get top players plus some senior players as well on our team. So, yeah, man.
Hey, by the way, Fatur, thanks for coming, buddy. I'm so happy you came on.
Yeah, man, much appreciated.
Yeah, we do it every Friday. Just a heads up. Yeah, all right, we'll go with Mr. KJ. What's up, dog?
Everything Fatua said plus replace Reece James.
That is a bad take. Whoa. Really, really bad take.
No. He's calves, knees, hamstrings, everything is bad downstairs. Replace Reece James.
So we're going to use the amalgamation or portmanteau of alarmist and Sharma and call him a shalarmist. Sharma, what do you got as your final thoughts?
Yep, the sun will shine on us once again. If we get rid of Mount, we will replace him with someone who's 10 times better.
Feroz, what do you got, buddy? And also, Feroz, thank you for coming on, dude. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. First of all, anyone who hasn't subscribed, please do drop a like as well. I think something like this has not happened to any club ever in terms of like how many players we need to get rid of in this disaster of a season. So I feel like all of us fans should, in a weird way, enjoy this chaotic mess for the next couple of months, because every day they're going to be crazy like news. And as Nippon did say, if Mount does leave, which is the most likely thing, I think the club know the backlash from the fans, because a lot of people do love him. And I think the fact that all these potential departures are happening, we are going to have some exciting signings. Not saying I have any information, but it just seems something that looks like it is going to happen, whether it's a number 9 Haaland, whether it's a number 9 Osimhen. I think we will get him, and exciting days for Chelsea fans, regardless of this chaotic mess.
Yeah, if you've ever had your life in chaos, and I have a couple times, I mean, it doesn't last long. And even though the sky feels like it's falling, and every day it just gets compoundingly worse, there is something thrillingly alive about being so fucked.
Yep.
There is, because the bounce back, the retort, the reciprocation is often twice as hard. And the pleasure that you get from that reciprocation can often be overwhelmingly positive. So I actually sometimes revel in these bad moments. It makes me feel alive. It doesn't mean I'm self-destructive, but it does make me appreciate the good stuff, because I think good stuff is still coming. What do we got? Mr. Jared, Mr. Barbecue, Mr. Minerals himself.
Well, I am Chaos. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name.
Hey, pleased to meet you.
But look, the rebuild of the midfield is going to happen this summer. We've been calling for it for years.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. We're going to bring in the number 9. We're going to bring in the goalkeeper, and you're going to watch us cook this next year. I'm not going to say where we're going to finish first, but we're going to win a lot of trophies coming up. So just get ready for it.
All right, my business partner, what do you got?
It's been a pleasure, people. I think it's the first time I've been on since the beginning of a barbecue show. Thank you very much, Uncle Justice, returning guest of Mr. Fatur.
Yes, sir.
In a long time. 417, my guy as well, that's been on nearly every day with me. KJ, I hope your move to US is going well. You're living the life. You've got amazing views, amazing food, like Todd Bowley. Nip and Sharma, it's been a pleasure seeing you in the car as usual. But yeah, I'm just excited, colleague. I've told you the plans of this channel. You know, every day there will be something. You know, video streams. There's a lot of outgoings. There's gonna be a lot of incomings. We just got to sit back, enjoy it whilst we can, because you know everyone hates us, but they wish they had the exact money that we have to spend. Maybe not City fans, but in general, United fans that cry, Arsenal fans that cry, they wish their owners would be spending the same money that we've been spending. So let's just enjoy it, people. It's gonna be a fun ride. We're gonna see a lot of players that we didn't expect to leave as well, as I've been saying when Poch sees them in pre-season as well. So yeah.
For me, final thoughts. Addition by subtraction is a real thing. The squad's bloated. It's fat. It's lazy. It's slow. It's got to get in shape. You know, got to lose those summer pounds for beach season. But the reality is that this was bound to happen. I mean, the United States economy every 8 to 10 years does a severe either boom or bust. And that is just the nature of capitalistic economics. That is the nature of football, especially European football. And that is simply the nature of human beings that are part of a group, part of a fandom, part of a body politique, is that when you're this boom and bust like Chelsea is, and we have been for 20 plus years, the bad times seem really bad, and they seem very dramatic, and they seem overwhelming. But that is part of being a fan of this club, is that we have made the decision that we are going to go all in on either being really good or really fucking shitty. And we went all in on being shitty this season, boy. But I feel as though a lot of people are very humiliated. I feel as though players, because this is their profession, and those players, their profession is going to last 10 to 12 years, and that's it. And then they're retired, and then they have to go figure out what they're going to do with the next 50 years of their life, right? So this is a short window, and they just lost a season of their professional career, which is a short one. And I feel as though a lot of them are going to come back galvanized, and the ones that are not, fuck off. Is it Hakim Ziyech? Fuck off. Romelu Lukaku? Fuck off. Okay, Mason Mount? Fuck off. All right? But Enzo Fernandez, we need you. We need you. Wesley Fofana, my guy. We need you. All right, guys like that have professional pride, that take this very personally, that do care about the club, that do care about the employer that pays them millions of dollars, that do care about the fans like Fatur, who show up to every fucking game. Guy has to sleep in a shitty hostel one night in Germany to watch the BVB game. I mean, the guy documents all the shit, all the travels he does. Never seen someone so dedicated. Okay, got fans like that who spend all the money to make sure that they're fucking front row. Okay, it's for fans like that these players need to feel horrible about for what they've done this past year, because they've made all their money, but they let everybody down that pays them and that roots for them. So I expect those that stay to be very hungry. And if you're not hungry, fuck off. This has been WorldWideChels. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you this weekend. Goodbye.
Peace.